Good evening, guys. It's me, Messy, coming on here with a new show tonight, right?
It's our, well, we're doing our road trip, right?
We're traveling down the long highway. I'm not a singer like some other counterparts are.
Highway, that one?
Yeah. We could do that one. Yeah. We'd be like Thelma and Louise.
That's it, man. Down. That's it. Where are we headed to?
I think we're going to head to Houston, Texas tonight.
I thought it was Austin.
It could have been. I'm just kidding. I was just kidding.
We're lost.
I wanted to see if you were on. No, I did do it.
Did you do Houston?
No.
Okay.
No.
You did Austin. Okay. I wanted to make sure.
I was like, no, what are you talking about? Why would I do that?
Just making sure. Just making sure.
Gosh. I mean, sometimes, So what did you want to start with tonight?
Well, did you look into some of the history of Austin, some of the fun stuff, the history, the legends?
I did do some history of Austin, Texas. Every time I think about Texas, I wanted to tell you guys, I always think about the time that I drove through there. We were on our way to New Orleans, and all I cared about was I wanted to try the barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I had the best potato salad down there that you could possibly ever have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I could ever find potato salad the same way again. I was pretty.
You get a good potato salad. It's legendary when you do it. When you get.
Oh, for sure.
Because store-bought potato salad is usually, and then everybody says they make a really good potato salad, but once in a while they really do.
Yeah, well, I think they do. It just depends. I think it's the secret of what type of fixins they do.
Mm-hmm.
In the potato salad. I don't know what's different. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm not going to have potato salad anymore.
Having lived probably a good, well over half of my life in the South, the sweet tea. You get sweet tea in the South, and you cannot get a good sweet tea anywhere around here.
You are correct.
I love Southern sweet tea. But the funny thing about Texas is that they've never heard of a tri-tip.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't. You cannot get a tri-tip in Texas. It's a special order. Like it's unheard of. And they asked me, I'm like going around all the butcher shops going, can I get a tri-tip? No, what are you talking about? I'm like, it's the tri-tip, the area up there on the hip, It's like
they're like, we don't know what you're talking about.
And we got brisket. They don't have tri-tips.
Or they have big tomahawks and steaks and stuff.
They do have the tomahawks.
Oh my gosh.
And you order them by the pound down there. You can order them by the It's craziness.
I can't.
Yeah.
All right. So again, we're going to talk about Austin, Texas. Mm-hmm. And we talk about the early inhabitants. It was like long before the European settlements came through Austin. The area was home to the Tonakawa Comanche and the Lipian Apache people. So it was pretty interesting to hear some of the and see some of the history. The Colorado River obviously runs through. It provides the water for fertile land for the tribes back in the day. And it was also a trade route for the communities of the tribes. So they would definitely use that as or Spanish and Mexican era as well. The Spanish explorers passed through the region in the 1700s and probably even earlier. There was a mission built nearby, and though none lasted very long in Austin, the mission, most of them that were around there have burnt down. There is an old mission down there, and I believe I got into it here in just a little bit. But after Mexico gained its independence from Spain, which was in 1821, settlers from Mexico and the U.S. began to colonize the region. So that was pretty interesting. Interesting fun fact, my daughter's father is a Spaniard and is from down in that area. And so she's finding out some really cool, interesting facts about her family. So she was like, this is cool. It's a lot of history. Republican of the Texas and the founding of Texas was between the 1830s and 1840s. In 1839, the Republican of Texas chose the village of Waterloo. Every time I hear that song, Waterloo, sorry, I go sing it again. Yeah. I don't know maybe one of our listeners can come. I just remember my grandpa listening to a bunch of old Western and yeah. And so it was called Waterloo because it was on the Colorado River as its new capital. It was renamed Austin in honor of the Stephen F. Austin, the father of Texas. The city was designed by a surveyor, Edwin Waller, and laying out Congress Avenue as the central street leading to the Texas Capitol. So, Colleen, do you believe everything truly is big in Texas?
No. I'm just talking about here.
Yes. I'm just asking because it just came to my mind. I'm like, is everything really big in Texas?
Yeah, I'm still having a hard time breathing from this flu. Please don't make me laugh that hard.
I'm sorry.
Although the traffic in Austin is definitely big, I'll tell you that.
Oh, for sure. Yes. You will learn really fast how to drive in Texas. Mm-hmm. So in the big Cadillac, Boss Hog Cadillac. Statehood and growth was between 1845 and the 1900s. Texas joined the U.S. in 1845, and then Austin remained the capital. During the Civil War, which was between 1861 and 1865, Austin saw a division, but no major battles. So, well, that was good. Then you got the late 1800s. Railroad brought population and growth and the business opportunities. Then we come into the University of Texas at Austin, was founded in 1883, and it became, quite the central part of the city identity, really, if you think about it. In the 20th century development, Austin grew steadily, remaining smaller than Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio, but developing a reputation as a political, educational, and a central hub. So that was pretty interesting. A lot of stuff has happened in Austin and not, the other cities like Dallas, people would always think. In the 1930s, there was a New Deal projects built in fractures, including dams along the Colorado River, creating what is now known Town Lake, now Lady Bird Lake is what it's called. And I heard it's really pretty.
It is pretty. You're not allowed to swim in Lady Bird Lake, which is weird to me. Weird to me. No swimming.
Why?
And that's where some kind of serial killer has been working now for like a decade.
Oh, wow.
You and I talked about that a long time ago. Like how many bodies, and they keep finding bodies. That's Lady Bird.
Yeah. That's my gosh.
And they're all young men. And yeah, there's some kind of weirdness going on. And of course, the police are saying, yeah, there's no serial killer here. But really? Really?
Maybe it's the piranhas.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I don't think they're allowed to swim in it, which is weird. There's some kind of, I'm wondering from an environmental standpoint, like, is there some source of contamination in it or?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe it truly is somebody. Yeah.
I used to go to Austin a lot for work, and I stayed right on the lake, like on a hotel right on the lake. And it's beautiful. So it's weird though.
Like no swimming in the lake. They can't even boat on it. They just Swim?
I think
no swim.
I think there's boating, but I don't think there's swimming. Like legally, there's no. It's just weird to have that kind of water feature in the middle of that city, and not have public swimming holes all over the place because it's a big lake. It's not small.
Well, and there's also like a lot of oil and stuff underneath Texas, right? So I'm wondering if you're right. Maybe it's an environmental thing.
Yeah, I haven't looked into it to figure out why they haven't done that, but it is strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
The last time I was in Austin for work was when some dude was mad at the IRS and he flew his airplane into the IRS building right across the lake from my hotel. Yeah.
That would have been
terrible.
Weird. Yeah. Weird.
I think a couple of people in the IRS building, but it was early enough in the morning, thankfully, that it wasn't fully packed full of people. But I do think there was a couple. I think the pilot and then maybe one or two other workers in that building were killed because of what he did. It was like a small Cessna or small Taylorcraft or something like that. But he flew into the building because he was mad.
He didn't want to pay his taxes.
I guess not. I don't.
That's really sad.
Yeah, it is. People are wacky. Anyway,
even more. So I guess the modern day Austin is like its new identity started in the 1970s. It became the live musical capital of the world with the rise of music venues like Armadillo World headquarters and the festivals like, I can say it. And I like armadillos. They're pretty cool things. And festivals like South by Southwest and Austin City Limits. So in the 1990s and 2000, Austin also became a major technology hub, earning the nickname of, Silicon Hills. Companies like, Dell, Apple, and later Tesla expanded into the area as well. Rapid population grew and transformed Austin into one of the growing United States cities. I'm sorry, guys, I can't talk today. So, and as we talked about when we went to went through Texas, we talk about Austin is known for music, but it's also known for the food culture, especially barbecue and tacos, which are like my two favorite things to eat together.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. I wonder if you could take the barbecue and put it in the tacos.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
Why not? Yeah. And it's really weird because its motto is like, keep Austin weird.
Yeah. There is a keep Austin weird component down there for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like
fun. That music road down there is a ton of fun. And it's packed with, of course, bars, and everybody's out mingling, and you just go from bar to bar to bar to listen to music, and it's really fun.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of our big music country singers have also got their starting from Austin, not just Nashville, Tennessee, which we've talked about in the past. But so it was interesting. So in short, basically for the history, Austin grew from a riverside village into a capital of Texas, then into a modern, culture, tech, powerhouse, balancing politics, music, and invention. So, yeah. What did you find anything interesting as well?
Well, no, just my own observations of being, I had to go for business every few months, and other than the really bad traffic everywhere, it's one of those cities that they didn't plan for the growth, I don't think. Mm-hmm. And it just exploded. And so the traffic is just, it's a freaking nightmare. It's a small city. When you get to Austin, you're surprised about how really small it is. It's really small, but it takes you 2 hours to get into it. And you're like right there. You keep like going, it's right there. Yeah. And the suburb areas are very, very pretty because you're in the hill country and it's really pretty. Lots of oaks. I liked it. I thought it's kind of an interesting place, but I love the food. I love the music. The hotels were nice. But I kind of dreaded going because of the traffic. That was always the kicker.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I maybe if I had time, I would go to Austin, and I've been to Dallas, and then I can compare the two. What's the worst traffic? I thought Dallas was terrible.
And Dallas is really bad. And I have to say, Dallas to me didn't have any flavor to it. It was just, there was just, but Austin definitely to me has a feel. It feels like Texas. It feels, and I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of Dallas. I love Fort Worth and I love the stockyards. That to me is like cream on the pie of Texas. It's like the stockyards in Fort Worth were so much fun, but Austin, Dallas, and then of course I've been in NAS Fort Worth, the Naval Air Station Fort Worth, which is but God, like you said, the traffic is just craziness.
Yeah, God bless those who live down there and drive it daily. I could not. I guess I just live in a small town, and I'm just like, no.
We get mad if we hit like 5 lights to go to Walmart.
Yeah, in my one horse town, like really,
like oh my God, what's going on? And
although I do feel like the traffic's getting bigger in our place.
It is.
Yeah, I don't know where all these people are coming from, but
it is. Well, they keep building down here. They keep building and building.
Oh, yeah.
And building. And of course, it's a double-edged sword because, like with our area, in order to attract industry that's going to pay well, you need to have housing. So they're building all this housing now, but no roads to go with it. So we're in the same boat as like little Austin, right? Austin was this cow town, and then it blew up, and they don't have any roads to service all the traffic. It's crazy. And then road construction. Oh God. It's like every time, everything's closed because of road construction. And if you're not from an area like that, and then you're detoured, you're like so screwed. Yeah. You're so screwed.
Yeah.
But I did find a lot of hauntings.
Pull the car across or pull the car next to the road and just sit there and say, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know where I'm going.
Yeah, they do have signs down in Texas everywhere. It says drive friendly, drive friendly. Like, they have to remind you so you don't kill people. Because you're either going down an interstate and you got some old farmer doing 35 and he's going to kill people because people just are not, it's like a 70-mile-an-hour zone. Or you got, people trying to take you head on because they're trying to pass the farmer in the other lane. It's kind of nutty. Yeah.
Wow. That's so crazy for me.
Did you look into any of the legends down there? I do have quite a lot of hauntings, but
so I did something different this time because I've been getting into a lot of the cryptids and the legends going on down there. There's a lot of strange creatures apparently down there, as well as mysterious sightings tied to the city's rivers, lakes, and wild spaces. So I found a couple of them. So we have the Lake Travis monster, sometimes compared to the Nessie. The cryptids say that it lurks in Lake Travis. This is northwest of Austin. Descriptions vary of this monster. They say it's a long serpent creature with humps or a giant fish like a beast. Sightings are rare and dismissed as being a big catfish. But the legends persist. It's a local folklore. And just so you know, if nobody knows what it's like to catch a big catfish down there in Texas, OMG, they are huge. And they do this thing.
The noodling part.
Yes, that's what I was just going to say. They do this noodle thing where they stick their hand in the hole and the fish is supposed to grab onto your hand and you're supposed to pull it out.
Yeah, they bite down on your hand and you pull.
I'm like,
craziness.
I'm like, no thanks. What if that was like, do they have crocodiles down there?
Oh, no, alligators. They have alligators.
Well, sorry, I'm in the wrong. They all look the same to me.
They'll leave you dead, just like a croc will.
Yeah. Oh man. Anyway, and then the other one I've came across was the Hairy Man of Round Rock, and this is near Austin. So I don't know if this is what they call their version of Bigfoot. So just north of Austin, and it's in Round Rock. There are stories of a towering, hairy humanoid, obviously similar to Bigfoot, like I mentioned. The legend goes back to pioneer days and the tales of a wild man frightening travelers along Brushy Creek. And then the Round Rock even hosts an annual Hairy Man Festival celebrating the creature. I'm curious about this. I would like to know what is these guys growing beards, or are these guys like in
okay. I have to look at this Hairy Man Festival.
Yeah.
In Round Rock. I have to look up and see what this festival is all about, because that sounds like one we've got to go to. The Hairy Man Festival 2025. Did you look this up?
No.
Okay, here's some of the schedule of events. The national anthem, love that. But then they have
beard waxing. Just kidding.
Martial arts show, a sauce contest. I'm hoping they're talking barbecue sauce.
Yes.
Barbecue sauce. Okay, here's some of the bands. Home at Last. Constantine Alexander. Never heard of these guys.
That's pretty cool.
Dysfunction Junction. And then reading of the legend of Hairy Man, and then the Hairiest Man contest at 4:55 p.m.
What did I say?
There you go.
There it is.
Sponsor this. There's different sponsorship levels. You can, for $1,000, you can be a benefactor, and you can get a large logo.
Oh.
For $800, you get a medium logo on a shirt and a little banner. This is kind of a big deal. I'd like to see pictures though of like the people who have won this event.
Yeah.
There's a 5K at 8 a.m. And then they close it at 5:30 p.m. There's not even like a beer garden. You'd think for a Hairy Man contest, there would be like a beer garden and hot dog eating contest. And
I mean, that's what the Hairy Man likes. He likes the, getting together and eating jerky. And
it would be like our mountain man, right?
Right. Yeah. Right. I think maybe we need to develop something.
We need a Southeast Idaho mountain man contest.
Perfect.
Mountain Man Festival. We could do this. We could do this. Yes.
We can. Anybody interested? We should do it. I'm down.
Axe throwing and, the whole 9 yards. And A+ if they're in a kilt.
Oh, yes. A+. A+.
Okay. All right. I digress. Where were we going with this conversation?
Well, we're going next to the Donkey Lady of Austin. We're going, we are going straight from Hairy Man to Donkey Lady. That's where we're at.
I feel sorry for more. The donkey, the hairy man, or the lady.
I don't know. I don't know if this is a lady who was a donkey and then she turned. I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. So there's an urban legend about a woman who was disfigured by a fire or a curse. It's always a curse. Everybody's cursed. This is cursed. That is cursed. Depending on the version that you hear, and now haunts this a rural road, is said to appear with a donkey-like feature, long ears, glowing eyes, and hoofed feet. I'm sorry. Donkeys are already kind of little asses anyway, excuse my language. And for this to have red glowing eyes, and a lady turning into a donkey or vice versa does not help me at all. Yeah, so she's often linked with strange sounds, braying and hoofbeats in the night. Not a lot written about her. They just apparently is
so she's a lady who turns into a donkey?
Yeah. Or vice versa, or she turned. Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm almost wondering if it has a Spaniard or, Hispanic culture thing into it. We don't.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like you would think that would be like more of a curse, like a witch did that, or,
Is it love?
And that's in Austin itself?
Yeah. Yeah. It's around like the rural areas of Austin that she's seen. It doesn't specify exactly where she's mostly seen at. So yeah, I don't know what the curse or anything. I'm like, it's one thing when you look about legends and stuff, it's like you only get this little snippet and that's it.
Yeah.
There's no. Yeah. Then we have the ghost lights of East Austin, mysterious glowing orbs that are sometimes spotted in rural areas. It stretches east of the city. It's funny because when I hear this, they say it's similar to spook lights or will-o'-the-wisps everywhere in the world. And I think of Mater from Cars. And he goes, it's the ghost light. Sorry.
Yeah, you got to wonder if the ghost lights have something to do with like any atmospheric conditions with all of the natural gas down there. Or like natural flaring.
It could be. It could be.
I don't know. Interesting.
It'd be interesting to see. They range from, like you said, some of them, the explanations do say they're from swamp gas or spirits of lost travelers. So it goes from one extreme to another.
Right.
Maybe it's spirits who have gas. It's possible.
That'd be really cool to be hunting someone and then just let out a whopper.
Yeah. Maybe that's what the foul smells are.
Oh! Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. I smell sulfur. It must be a demon. Nope. It is dead on Fred.
You know what? He had Taco Bell. Okay?
Yeah. Oh my
Okay, God. So we just got done talking about Lady Bird Lake and how nobody swims in there.
Right.
Maybe this is one of the reasons. Apparently there's a giant catfish of Lady Bird Lake. It is like claims to be like this enormous catfish. Again, I keep thinking of like, grumpy old men when they're like, catfish hunter is in this lake and they're going after it, right? It is big enough to swallow a person, according to legend. It lives at the bottom of this Lady Bird Lake, and divers supposedly refuse to go in after seeing them, which I thought there was no swimming, but maybe they dive just to, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Likely exaggerated, obviously, but it's one of Austin's favorite urban legends. So maybe they're just trying to keep people out of there because of the catfish.
I just looked it up. You cannot swim in the lake since 1964. And they list, there's a lot of underwater hazards like old construction debris and concrete and rebar and junk like that in the lake. So it's not like the cleanest area, and they don't want people to get trapped in it. There's a lot of currents from release of water from the Tom Miller Dam.
Oh, yeah.
So they'll release water without warning, and then people have gotten swept away. And then they get toxic algae blooms in the summer because of heat and lack of water that's flowing through the lake to keep it clean. Yeah. So
I wonder if this lake also creates those, like that. It was a few years back. It was a little boy. I don't think it was in this area, but it was a little boy that got real sick, got like a bacterial infection or
bacteria.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's kind of similar, why they don't want people swimming in it.
I don't know. I know the toxic algae is. I was out on a boat in West Texas. We had an algae bloom, and I had to go out and water sample. And some of the spray got into my mouth because the wind came up, and it burned my throat for a couple of days. My throat was just burning from just the water getting in my mouth.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's
not supposed to do that.
A pet, like if your dog gets in there and starts swimming, it'll kill them.
Yeah. So nobody walk your pets down there. Safe.
Yeah. You can paddle board and kayak and do all the other stuff, but you're not supposed to swim. So I guess if you fall out of your kayak, you're SOL. You're going to get fined.
Oh. Well.
Yeah.
I'll just walk around it.
Yeah. And I don't know, are there gators there? Yeah. Gators have been observed in Lady Bird Lake. Yeah. I don't trust water in Texas, period.
No.
There's water moccasins all over everything. Yeah. There's no. Mm-mm.
But actually, they say that piranhas are not as aggressive as we made out them to be. I mean, they are, but they're not. There has to be like a certain thing that happens that, say you drop a frog into it or something like that. And if one of the piranhas there's like a pheromone or something like that. I don't know. All scientific, but I have no idea. I don't care.
South America, though, we don't have piranhas in the USA, I don't think.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. I will say they talk about piranhas. I will say there's also been sightings of a black panther of Central Texas.
Okay, that makes sense. Because yes, that actually makes a lot of sense because cougars are panthers. Panthers are, you know what I mean? Jaguars, all of those big cats. They live in Texas for sure.
Yeah. And I guess it's kind of like the ghost of the forest. They don't get to see them very often. They're very recluse, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. They have reports of like a black panther-like cat stalking the outskirts of Austin. Some mainstream scientists say that there are no black panthers in Texas, but there has been a lot of sightings. Mm-hmm. And of course, officials are like, oh, it's just they even went so far as saying it's just a black cat. Well, yeah, that's what a panther is.
Well, it's not that far-fetched. Florida's not that far away, and it's got a deciduous forest, that's, the whole south and east that it can travel through. It is not that far-fetched for those cats to come into East Texas and maybe get as far as Central Texas. There's not as a lot of cover. It has much cover in Central Texas, but it's not that far-fetched that they'd be around.
Yeah. It's just, so those are some of the lures and mixed lake monsters and Bigfoots and giant creatures in Lady Bird Lake.
Cool. I love it.
What did you find on Hauntings?
Well, there's a lot. You actually have to weed them down.
Yes.
There's so many in Austin. And that kind of makes sense because Texas as a whole, you had the Spanish-American War, you had the Civil War. You had a lot of activity going on in Texas. And so in 1886, probably the most haunted hotel in Austin is called the Driscoll Hotel. It was built in 1886. And the original owner is said to haunt the hotel. His name is Colonel Jessy Driscoll. And he built the hotel, and only 2 years after he built it, he was forced to sell it. But people report smelling his cigar, and they've seen him in the lobby area. Also, a little girl is seen in the hotel quite frequently. In 1887, this little 4-year-old girl passed away from falling down the grand staircase of the hotel. How tragic is that? And so a lot of people have seen her on both the 1st and the 5th floor. And they report seeing the portrait on the 5th floor. There's a portrait of her, and people notice that her expression will change during their stay.
It's like it'll like change
like her look a little bit. Like, yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Sounds like my kind of portrait.
I love it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. She's apparently also, she's really playful and very active, and she likes to run around. So a lot of people have seen her. And then there are the brides, more than one, of room 525. And this is apparently the site of 2 different brides who took their lives, one in the 1800s and another one in 1991. And so guests report seeing these ghostly brides in 2 different types of dresses, obviously about 100 years apart. So they would be very differently dressed. And a lot of people hear cries and sobs in the room. That's really sad.
It is sad.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the Driscoll Hotel. The Texas, the state capitol, in the state capitol, the governor's mansion is supposed to be haunted. Huh?
I heard it's really pretty though.
Very, very pretty. And it's the oldest governor's mansion west of the Mississippi River. And it's the 4th oldest continuously occupied residence in the country. Is what it says. Which is interesting to me, considering the eastern states are so much older as a statehood, in the republic. But this is supposedly the 4th oldest continuously occupied residence. So the fact that the governor still lives there, because I know like in California, we have 2 different governor's mansions in Sacramento. One is historic, and then the other one is occupied. So this one is continuously occupied. It's pretty cool. I love that. But a lot of people claim hauntings of past governors and staff and family members who have lived in this mansion since it's so old. So it was built, it was the official residence for the governor since 1856. It was built before that. So, yeah.
I bet it's beautiful.
1854. Let's see. The construction was completed in 1856. It began in 1854. And it's crazy. It was built for $14,500. It's got to be worth several million now. But isn't that crazy?
Yeah, but if you think about it, it's like back in those days, that's how much it was worth us buying a house nowadays. It's like, it's crazy.
Yeah. It was this Greek revival style, which was very popular. You'll see a lot of those homes with the big white Greek revival columns, the Terra plantation type.
Oh yeah.
Columns in the front. There's 6 columns from the timber of Bastrop, which is in what is that, southwest of Austin is Bastrop, I believe. That's where that is. Let's see. Robert Love is the building's most famous ghost. He's said to haunt the walls wearing a top hat and suit. I would love to see that. Yeah. And then there's some arson victims that are seen there. I guess the previous capitol burned down in 1880. Oh, the capitol itself burned down in 1881, and those arson victims are seen. I guess it was an arson, and the ghosts of those people who perished in the fire are seen around the capitol and the governor's mansion. So I don't know.
No.
The governor's mansion must be really, really close, and I don't have a map to show me right now, but they must be close in proximity to each other. Then there's the Littlefield House, which is a Victorian mansion, which is on the University of the Texas campus. And it has a really long history of paranormal activity. And apparently Alice Littlefield is seen in this mansion. And she was the wife of the home's original owner. and she died in the house. She's seen to walk the halls, and she stands at the windows, and a lot of people have seen her. Now, the home of the Austin Club is the former Millet Opera House. And the Opera House is home to a phantom and other activity in the Opera House. And almost every opera house I've ever been into is haunted. It's really interesting. And I think it's kind of like the military and the uniforms, actors and singers and all of those people, entertainers, love places they perform. And some of them they probably love more than others. So people who maybe have performed at the Opera House seem very attached to it. Yeah. And there's the ghost of Priscilla. She's said to haunt the premises there, particularly around the elevator. And she is seen in a white gown.
Priscilla, like Priscilla?
Like Priscilla Presley.
See, I knew it was like, sorry.
Okay, and then there's a bar called the Tavern. It's a restaurant and a bar. It was built in 1916, and it was a hangout for the University of Texas students. And apparently, ever since it's been built, it's been haunted. So a ghost named Emily is said to haunt the upstairs area. And the legends say that she was a student who was murdered there by her boyfriend, and she's haunted the building ever since. That's pretty sad. Emily seems really to be stuck there.
You know, it's crazy. Oh, no. Never mind. What? I was just thinking there was a similar story of another place I'd like to go to. We did a previous, but her name wasn't Emily. But I don't know why, but my mind just went to that. So we talk about Zach and Abby in New Orleans and that story. And I don't know why, but that's what I got. I don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the clay pit, which is in the Bertram building. Okay, so I wish I need to pick the clay pit. I want to pull up a picture of this one and share this one. It's an Indian restaurant now. Oh, that's interesting. So I'm trying to find pictures of the outside of this place. Why can't I find pictures of the outside? It is, this is really, really cool. So let me open this so you guys can see it. Okay. So this building, gosh, it's so hard to do two things at once for me. All right.
I can't even chew gum and walk at the same time. So
isn't this cool?
Oh, yeah.
That is a really neat looking building. So this building, it's was constructed in 1853. And apparently it's in this building called the Bertram Building. And apparently the building is believed to be haunted by the spirit of Bertram's young son, who died upstairs from a typhoid fever. Patrons and employees have reported hearing moans and noises from the empty second floor. Yeah, so sad.
It is really sad.
Yeah. We have more, though. Okay, so I don't know if you guys remembered this. Let's see. Is this the right? Yeah, this is the clock tower. So the clock tower at the University of Texas. So I don't know if you remember this historical event, Jessy, but
was it Back to the Future?
Here we go. This is the clock tower. Okay.
Oh.
It's really pretty. Do you remember this? So back in 1966, there was a mass shooting there.
Yeah,
it was carried out by Charles Whitman, and many people believe his spirit still haunts the observation deck of the clock tower.
Yeah, don't they have that closed off now because of that, or do they keep
it open?
The
tower itself, I believe, is yes, but you can still you can be down on the quad and look at it. But it was one of the very first. If I remember correctly, it's one of the very first incidents like that we've had in this country, and I believe it was politically motivated. There was a lot of, so anyway, visitors report seeing sightings of him. They don't feel good when they're around the tower. There's just a lot of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of residual hauntings. I do believe he could be, because that was, and we talk about that, how spirits will either be just want to stay there because unfortunately he probably was proud of what he did, not saying that was a good thing, but they kind of linger to where they remember that was their unfortunate happy moment. So that's crazy, and it's really sad.
There's a haunted cemetery. I'll share this.
Oh, picture. Down my alley.
I know you love cemeteries. So this is the Oakwood Cemetery in Austin. It's right downtown. It's really pretty. I like downtown cemeteries like this because they're so walkable,
Yeah.
One of Austin's oldest cemeteries. It's supposed to have a high level of paranormal activity. And people have seen a lot of orbs. They feel like they're being watched. Uneasy sensations, shadows, the whole 9 yards are in this cemetery. So very active location. If you're downtown Austin, it's really walkable. It's really pretty. Yeah. There's let me find another picture of it. There's a beautiful here. Let's see. There's a beautiful there's some beautiful buildings in it. Go. Yeah, it's really pretty.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. Yeah. So yeah, that cemetery and a lot of cemeteries, I don't find a ton of them very active, but some people really do. And maybe when I'm there, I just feel like everything should be restful, but maybe they're not,
Yeah. Yeah.
You
always hear that thing. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah. It's crazy. People are like, well, why would you haunt your own grave? Well, things happen so fast that spirits don't know what happened. We talked about this.
Right.
In your new class this semester.
Yeah. Our class is not mine.
Well, you're the creator and wonderful person that teaches it.
But do you think it's stuck energy? Do you think it's, or people who haven't found their way? What do you think?
I think both. I think it just depends on the situation that person went through before they passed away. Mm-hmm. I also think that there's stuff that's tied to the land itself before the cemetery was there. Just because there's a cemetery doesn't mean it's been there for thousands of years. The land has its own energy, if you will, and spiritual source. And so we have to remember not everybody haunts their grave, but maybe it was a fast death, or, it depends on the situation and what happened. But yeah, I do believe that there are spirits that are unrested, just because maybe there was something they forgot to tell somebody, or, it's not all the time. And that's one thing people think, that there's evil in cemeteries. I mean, there could be negative spirits, yes, but there's not demons.
No.
At least ones I have not come across.
I mean, we talk about it a lot. I think people are in death as they are in life. And if they were a horrible person in life, they're probably a little bit more horrible and more powerful in death, because now they have no constraints.
Yeah. But we also got to think it's also what us humans believe or perceive that energy. Yes. And they like to feed off whatever energy that you are producing. So if you're frightened and you think that there's a big bad shadow person behind a tree, that's exactly what you're going to get. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
So the last, I think this is the last one I'm going to share. This is the Confederate woman's home. And it was, let me share this picture. Isn't that cool?
Oh, wow.
That's really cool. So let me tell you the history on this.
A lot of energy
it's really
with that.
Fascinating. Yes. So this was built in 1908 to care for the widows and wives of honorably discharged Confederate soldiers and other women who aided the Confederacy. Yeah. Many of these women were related to men at the Texas Confederate home in Austin. Residents
and the units. And the units, there were certain units that were, attached to going to the Civil War.
Yeah, so they have to be at least 60 years of age and without a means of financial support to be accepted in this house. So it was operated by the United Daughters of the Confederacy. In 1903, the organization was established a Wives and Widows Home Committee, which raised funds and started the construction of this. And let's see, it had 15 bedrooms, and it was opened June 3rd, 1908. Three women were admitted to the home, and by 1909, it housed 16. The Daughters of the Confederacy operated this until 1911, and they relied really only on donations. And then Texas voted to confer the home to the state. I think there was a bill that was vetoed in 1905. And then in 1907, a constitutional amendment provided for state ownership again was rejected by Texas voters. And then it was resubmitted in 1911, and this time the voters overwhelmingly passed it. So the property was deeded to the state, and at the time of the transfer, the institution had 18 residents. And so a lot of paranormal activity goes on in this home, as you can imagine. There's a lot of memories tied to this place and to the people who lived in it. And there's been a lot of paranormal teams that have gone through it. And many believe that the ghosts of the women who lived in this home still stay there. It's pretty cool. I think it's a beautiful place. And
What is that? I always get this feeling so is it still open now? Do you know what the state uses it for now?
Now a historical spot. Let me look here.
I don't know why, but I keep getting art studio. I don't know why. Like they use it for historical and art, but I could be thinking of another house that I'm thinking of. Just the arches and everything just reminded me of it.
Pop-ups everywhere. So
for sure.
Yeah, 1972, for some time it sat vacant, apparently. In 1972, it housed children with special needs, especially it was considered a school for the deaf, blind, and orphans. And then I don't know. Today, it houses the Age of Central Texas offices are housed there, I guess. There's offices which provide Meals on Wheels, Lutheran services.
The same thing.
Hospice. Yeah, right. Oh my gosh, I have to tell you that when my dad was ill, I got him when there was like a week here and there I couldn't be with him. I got him Meals on Wheels, and he called me after like the third one, and he goes, "Colleen, they're trying to kill me."
What?
He goes, "The food is so bad." He goes, please tell them to go away."
Please tell them to go away. I don't care if you got to cook me something and put rice in the freezer for me to take out. It
was so funny. He was like, he goes, I can't do it. I can't eat this stuff. I'm like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
I ended up having to hire like a private nurse to come in and cook for him because he couldn't. Yeah, he said it was so bad. Not saying that they're all like that, but
no, I think they've gotten a little better.
Oh my gosh, so bad. So this hotel looks really familiar to me, but I don't know if I stayed in here or not. Let me open this one here so you can see it. Gosh, they always open so small. So this is a hotel here called get down here to my writing, the Stephen Austin Royal Sonesta Hotel.
Oh.
And guests and staff have seen a lot of orbs and a lot of full body apparitions in this hotel. It is a beautiful hotel.
Oh, yeah. Looks fancy.
It is pretty fancy. Yeah, but I don't, it looks familiar, but I don't know that I stayed there. I think I probably stayed close to it and I saw it a lot. But.
So is it like a restaurant or shops underneath there?
I think there's restaurant and shops and then the big lobby and all of that down there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I love hotels like that. I like big lobbies that are really busy and active.
Oh, yeah.
Know? And I go to a hotel like that. And then this cool place called Pioneer Farms. Let me get you. This is cool. It's a reenactment. Let me get it for you here. It is pretty cool. I love these reenactments, especially if you have kids or grandkids or something and you want to show them a little slice.
Yeah, look at that. That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. So it's called Pioneer Farms, and they have 7 themed historic areas for walking tours. They have like an 1844 Tonkawa. Was that the tribe that you talked about?
Yeah, the Tonkawa. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's an 1844 Tonkawa encampment, an 1853 Walnut Creek Greenbelt, an 1866 German immigrant farm, an 1868 stone blockhouse. There's a stagecoach stop, a Texian farm, a cotton planters farm, a community church, and a little rural village. And so there's like 90 acres for this. And, as you can see, there's all kinds of animal stuff to do there. And they have goats and stuff that people, kids can pet. Yeah. Lots of stagecoaches. They have donkeys. They have all kinds of stuff.
Hopefully the lady that doesn't turn into a donkey.
Maybe it's that chick. These look like really friendly and they don't have red eyes.
Okay.
And so apparently many of the historic buildings are considered haunted, and there's a lot of ghost tours that are offered here. So apparently there's a lot of spirits that reside there. And I'm wondering if some of those buildings were actual buildings that they moved to form this. And so some of those occupants moved with them.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I also agree with the fact that we talked about haunted objects, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so they probably use a lot of the, displays like in the old general store or the bar or the house. They probably got a lot of original stuff, not from the area, but from other surrounding areas. And that does cause a lot of hauntings.
Yeah, I imagine so. I imagine they didn't say it, but I'm willing to bet there's probably a blacksmith shop there since they have so many horses and wagons for tours. Mm-hmm. And, all of those tools, they've been around forever and they've probably been handed down. I know Coloma, where Sutter's Fort was, where they discovered the gold that started the gold rush in California. They still have a working blacksmith shop there. After all these years, 1848, the gold rush, they still have a working blacksmith shop. And you can go in there and I've had things made, custom things made. Or I'll go in there with like an idea. Like, I need this thing. And they'll make it.
I need this thing.
I need this thing. And it looks like this. And this is its function. Those guys can make it. They're amazing. It's it's
like a taffy shop, like a taffy pulling shop. I need these flavors made.
There you go. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I bought, I think you've seen it, but it's called a courting candle. I bought my courting candle there, and I love it. It's got the neatest. If you guys haven't seen that, let me pull up what. So a courting candle was made by a blacksmith. Here it is. And if there we go. Let me pull up this. If your daughter was being courted by somebody. So here's the picture of what it looks like. Oh, there you go. See it? Mm-hmm. So if you liked the gentleman who your daughter was seeing and they were sitting on the front porch, you'd spin that candle, this cork down or up so that the candle had a long way to burn. Because when the flame got to here, she had to come inside. if you did not like the young man that was courting your daughter, you'd spin that cork down so that the candle was very short and the flame would hit it sooner. Isn't that cool?
I would say that would be part of my life, the short candle for many.
Well, yeah, I'm with you on that. So I would be like,
I'm just going to put this out. You're, 5 minutes out the door. No.
But those old blacksmith shops are really cool because that's the kind of stuff that you can get in there. They'll make them and sell them, so they're fun.
Yeah, that's weird.
There you go.
Huh. Well, that's been an interesting show. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot. The giant catfish I'm still thinking about.
I'm never noodling. I'm never ever noodling. Never.
It's very scary.
Have you done it?
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
I tried once and I was like, nope, I'm done.
Muddy water, not knowing no.
I know, because then, and then, your mind plays. It's like, oh my gosh, either it's going to be alligator or it's going to be a moccasin or it's going to be a spider. I had dreams about spiders last night.
No, I couldn't do it. You have more guts than I, my dear. It took me almost 4 years to get in when I lived there in West Texas to get into the lake that we had in town. 4 years of building up my nerve because everybody told me it's full of water moccasins. No. Those
are like pool noodles. That's what I call them. Pool noodles.
Yeah. Anyway, that's Austin. If you've been there, let us know. If you liked it, if you swam in Lady Bird Lake, the forbidden waters, let us know.
I want to know.
And do you really think there's a serial killer working there? Because that's fascinating. There's been 27 something bodies found in the last 10 years.
Yeah, that's
all
been crazy.
In the same, they're all male, they're all fairly young. It's all follows the same pattern. So if it's not, there's a whole bunch of copycats. Weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Or the monster in the lake.
It could be the donkey lady.
It could be. And her red eyes.
And the red eyes. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out on our road trip to Austin. Appreciate you. And we'll be back next week.
Bye.